One of the Soviet legends tells the story of a young camp leader's ghost living there. She fell in love with a pioneer, but he rejected her love, and so she killed herself. You're alive? I barely opened one eye as I felt a searing spotlight upon me. I put it away. Alyssa was squatting next to me and looking at me in a nervous manner. Any limbs broken? I don't know. I've moved my hands and feet. Everything seemed to be fine. Given the height, I was pretty lucky to be alive. I barely managed to stand up and examine the crash site. Indeed, we were in some kind of long corridor. There was some kind of heavy wiring all along the walls, and lamps encased in heavy metal holders attached to the ceilings. In any other situation, I would have guessed it as a subway service tunnel. It was hardly like the Soviet arc has already reached such a level of infrastructure. Where are we? I don't know, but we have to get out of here. Climbing the crumbled wall was hardly an option. In fact, I was wondering how we even survived to fall from such a height. Well, seems that we've got to find an exit somewhere else. How do we do that? Alyssa asked, slowly turning pale. Not a single trace of her usual arrogance remained on her face. Well, I guess there's gotta be an exit here, right? Probably, but which way do we go? Now that's a good question. First glance, it seemed like a good idea to head towards the camp, at least in the direction I thought it was, but I hadn't seen anything there that had resembled an exit from the catacombs. And that means that we should rather try the opposite direction. Give me that. I snatched the flashlight from Alyssa's hand and pointed its light into the darkness. That way. We were slowly proceeding forward, with Alyssa keeping a firm grip on my hand. In other circumstances, I might have been surprised, embarrassed, or even rejoicing, how should I know? But right now, I was just eager to get out of here as soon as possible. My bruises from the fall were aching. The blood was pulsing in my head like a heavy pendulum. Even the flickering spotlight that kept illuminating the same cement walls continually wasn't exactly raising my morale. Damn, there's also Shrek. What? Why did we go into the Ninth Forest in the first place? To find Shrek. No, forget about him. He might have fallen down here just like us. Of course, Alyssa has a point. This wasn't exactly the best time to engage in a search mission. If we don't manage to get out, there will be a search mission for us instead. But I couldn't just take my mind off this thought. It was as if Shrek was standing right before my eyes, giving me a reproachful look. Look out! Alyssa yelled. I almost crashed into a massive metal door. A biohazard sign immediately caught my eye. This means that we're in a bomb shelter. I mumbled under my breath. Yeah, I've heard of something like that. You have? Why didn't you mention it before? How would I know it'd be important? I guess you're right. Fine. I grasped the door's wheel and pushed it as hard as I could, trying to turn it. The rusty metal grated but refused to budge. Stop slacking, help me. Alyssa hesitated a little, but then grasped the handle and started to pull. Finally, we managed to turn the wheel, and the door opened. It was hard to mistake the room we entered for anything else. It was definitely a bomb shelter. Cabinets full of gas masks and dry rations, lots of equipment, bunk beds and air recirculation systems. There was everything one would need to survive a nuclear war. Well, at least to survive the first blast. Alyssa clenched my arm even tighter. What is it? What is it? What? She blubbered under her breath. I'm scared. What are you scared of? Indeed, what of? We tumbled down into an abandoned bomb shelter. Now we're wandering here in the dark, trying to find an exit. Oh yeah, nothing to be afraid of. Those thoughts made me squirm, and I instinctively drew nearer to Alyssa. She didn't say a thing, just blushed a little and turned her back to me. Well, in any case. What? We have to keep searching for an exit. Well, there's another door. Indeed, there was a door on the far wall, just like the one that we came in through. However, no matter how hard I tried to open it, They're stuck.
Need some help?
Nope, it's jammed for good. I glanced around the room, trying to find something that would work as a lever. I noticed a crowbar in the far corner. Great! This gave me a blank stare. Watch it! However, I still couldn't move the handle an inch, even using the crowbar. Totally exhausted, I flopped on a neatly made bunk and gave a sigh. We have to walk back.
But we just came from there.
Alyssa seemed to regain a bit of her self-control, as well as her usual rudeness. Well, you can stay here if you want. There's water, ration kits, probably the radio's still working. She looked at me spitefully, but said nothing. My whole body ached terribly. It was only now I tried to relax that I began to realize how badly. A deep wound in my leg was bleeding profusely. My hands were heavily bruised. Blood was thickening in my hair. Are you okay? I asked Alyssa, either just out of courtesy or because I was really worried about her. It took her some time to answer.
How can you be okay in a situation like this?
Well, I mean that... I pointed to the wound on my leg. Oh! She cried out, Alyssa. We need to sanitize it urgently. No need, I'll survive. Oh, stop. You must do it or you risk getting infected and then I'll take your leg off. My granddad lost his leg that way in the war. Alyssa looked truly concerned and I decided not to argue. Okay, but it's kind of a long way to the infirmary. Hang on. She smiled and started to rummage through the cabinets. There was a fair chance of finding some kind of medicine in a bomb shelter, and soon enough, Alyssa pulled out a first aid kit with a triumphant look. Okay, hold still. Well, I'll try. Treating the wound with an iodine-soaked cotton swab felt like the touch of a red-hot iron. I clenched my teeth hard and hissed with pain. Oh, come on, it's not that painful. It is! Maybe you should try it yourself. It was easy with my other wounds, and soon enough, I looked like a leopard, all covered in brown spots. Thanks.
Don't you think there was anything special? We just had to treat your injuries.
Elsa snorted and turned her back on me. Sure. I refrained from arguing and got up from the bunk. Even a short rest had definitely been good for me. Well, shall we go? Alyssa clenched my arm, walking close in step with me. We headed back slowly, carefully looking for a hole in the ceiling. The tunnel seemed endless. We couldn't find the place where we fell down, not after 5, not even 10 minutes.
Are we lost?
Alyssa asked sadly. It might be possible to get lost in the forest. It just came to me that that's exactly what we'd accomplished half an hour ago, so to refrain from scarring her even further, I continued with confidence. This is a single straight tunnel. You can't get lost in here. So where are we going to end up then? My words didn't seem to calm Alyssa down enough. We'll get out of here. There's always an exit.
Really?
Of course there is. The workers that built it somehow got back up to the surface, didn't they?
Yeah, I guess.
It appeared that she was trying hard to look as bold as usual, but it wasn't turning out well. In the dim light, it was evident that Alyssa was shivering. A look of extreme exertion was plastered on her face. Fine. Let's move forward. In a few minutes, I noticed a hole in the floor. It looked like a shell crater large enough to get ourselves through.
What's down there?
How to find out? I kneeled and pointed the light downwards. Damp ground, some kind of rail tracks. Must be a mine. Alyssa looked at me questioningly. Of course, we could easily sidestep the hole, but my instincts insisted that we wouldn't encounter anything good proceeding down the tunnel either. There would either be a dead end or yet another jammed door. On the other hand, it was naive to believe that we would find an exit in the mines. We could give it a try. In the worst case, we'll just come back. It's low enough to let us climb back up later. Her face took on a suffering expression. Alyssa turned away from the light and quietly said, "If you say so." Here we are, back where I was. I don't know what's going to happen from this point, and this is kind of terrifying. So, yeah, going on. As I thought, We were in a mine. Miles of rust-eaten tracks stretched far away down the corridors. I could virtually see the overloaded mine carts freaking along these tracks ages ago. The walls were propped up by rotted beams and water occasionally dripped from the ceiling. I wasn't sure whether it was scarier here or in the catacombs of the bomb shelter above. I'd say that up there it was like a post-apocalyptic setting and down here occult medievalism reigned. In any case, I was even more eager to get out of here, and to do so as soon as possible. Elsa didn't utter a word after we descended into the mine. She just walked next to me, clutching my hand so hard I started to worry. "Are you alright?" "No," she said quietly. "I understand that it can't be okay, but how are you holding up?" "Fine," she replied with that indifferent voice. "That's good, because," I went on to say, "because if you go nuts, too, it's gonna be a massacre. Because we'll find an exit. We'll definitely find one." "Yeah." She seemed like she wouldn't last much longer. "We should go faster." I quickened my steps and we reached a fork after a couple of dozen meters. "Well, so, which way?" Rusty seemed to have completely disconnected from the outer world and didn't worry about what would happen to us or how we could leave this place. Let's think. To the left or to the right? Or what if we get lost? I decided to put a marker on the wall in case we got lost and returned to the spot again. Soon a large cross scratched with a stone decorated one of the beams. So, now we're ready to go. Oh shit, I have to make decisions here? Don't make me make decisions here. I'm scared. I'm scared as fuck. I don't want to make decisions. Okay, what is it the doctor always says? Which way do I have to go? Do I have to turn left? Do I have to turn right? If I turn left, I have to turn left. Okay, left we go. It seems that there is another fork in the road. Oh shit. You wanna go left? And we came to some kind of miner's camp. Picks and helmets everywhere, rusty wagons stood in the corner. All the items were sold. They dated to the beginning of the 20th century rather than the middle. So this really is a mine. Which means we could wander around here for ages without finding a way out. But I sensed that an exit was somewhere nearby, so we went further. It seems that there is yet another fork in the road. Oh god. I don't like this. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Just go left. Seems that there is another fork in the road. Fuck it, we're going right. Seems that there is another fork in the road. We're going right again. Okay, we're going left now. We were here just a few minutes ago. Shit. Go left. Go left. Why wouldn't it let me go? Go left. What the fuck? Go left. Fuck! Go left. Go right. Go left. Go right. Go left. Go right. Following the curve, I saw a wooden door in the torchlight. There you go. Here's something.
You think so?
Alyssa looked a little refreshed. Sure. Frankly speaking, I wasn't sure that there would be an exit behind this door. But it wasn't like we had any choice anyway. I pulled the handle. We found ourselves in some kind of room that resembled either a boiler room or a utility room under the bomb shelter. Empty bottles, cigarette butts, and other bits of debris littered the floor. That proves that there is an exit from these caves. I scanned the room with the flashlight, and in the far corner I saw Shrug. Oh god, he's terrifying.